Well, hello and welcome to the Work from Home Show. I'm Marion LaSalle, and this is my good friend, Lady Lou.
Good afternoon in this case. How is everyone?
You know what? I would really like to know too. If there's any chance that you can let us know how you're doing, we'd like to hear from you. And the best way to do that is to find us on some kind of social media because we're everywhere. We're on LinkedIn and Facebook and YouTube. The only one I am on Pinterest, but I don't go over there yet. I keep hearing good things about it. How about you, Lady Lou? Are you on Pinterest?
Well, I think I put two pictures up there about 4 years ago. That's it. No, I'm not over there.
Yeah, I understand. Well,
Yeah.
one of the things that I think is interesting about our work from home show is the fact that we literally can work from anywhere. So we were talking this morning about before the show started about what we're going to be doing over the holidays and what's coming up and what we can do because we work from home or anywhere. So, Lady Lou, why don't you go first and tell us a couple of stories of how and why you like to work from home?
Well, number one is I don't have to answer to anyone but myself. And that's kind of nice because I'm a good boss. I'm not demanding at all. And I'm nice to myself.
That's funny.
And I can stop and eat whenever I want to, or I can drink water on the job. And I'm sure everybody can do that, but I can go out and sit on my swing. Oh, I have the most delightful swing outside, and it's in the shade about 80% of the time in the summertime. But in the winter, I like for it to be in the sun. But I can just go out there and sit there and swing and listen to the birds and the breeze and the sunshine, and my kitty comes out. It's just freedom. It's freedom. And then I can come back and I'm refreshed and I can hit the job and do it better because I took a break like that. Now, when I lived in the city, I didn't go out because I didn't have a swing back then, unfortunately. But now that I have my outdoor swing, I'm in hog heaven. And I got all these trees and I've got, oh, just wide open spaces too, and it's refreshing to be outside, and especially this time of the year because we had that nice rain a couple days ago, and it cooled everything down, and the air has been so clean and fresh. It's delightful. And I think a lot of people miss that, and their body misses it. Their lungs miss the fresh air because I was told about 3 days ago that I need to have my air ducts cleaned, and I thought, oh, okay. I'm breathing mold. And he showed me mold on the vents. Oh my gosh. And then I got to reading on the internet that you should replace your air ducts every 15 years. And I thought, oh, this house is 46 years old. And the
Whoops.
ducts have never been cleaned, they've never been replaced. So
Well, I've never heard that. You
I
have to
read it on the
replace them.
internet,
It's
and
like,
I believe
uh-oh.
Mr. Google or Ms. Google because you pretty much know that air vents are going to get clogged up with dust. And I live out here on this little dusty lane with the dump trucks running around, so there's dust in my air ducts, and it needs to be cleaned. But I'm going to have to replace them because cleaning them when they're this old will tear them up. They're not made of steel. They're a flexible fabric of some sort, or plastic, or aluminum. I don't really know what they are because I haven't been up in the attic in a few years, but they're going to have to be replaced. So I can be here when the repairmen are here. I don't have to say, oh, I have to take a day off to be there because it's going to take 2 to 3 days, they say, to replace them. So I can be right here and I can work. Unless it's too noisy, I can't do a show, but I can still get my own work done while they're here. And it's such a thing to when you work from home, you can just do what you want. You can go places. Marion, tell them what you're going to do.
Well, I'm preparing for visiting my daughter during the Thanksgiving season. During, They live in Michigan, and so I'm in Texas. So because I work from home or anywhere there's internet, I literally can go long before everybody decides to get on a plane or get on in their car and fight all that traffic and all that stuff that goes along with trying to see your relatives during the holidays. So I'm going to arrange it so that I can fly in a week before Thanksgiving and a week after. Now, I wouldn't be able to do that if I worked for somebody besides myself. Like you said, I'm a pretty good boss. I can do whatever I want, whenever I want. I can make myself work harder. I can make myself work longer, or I can make myself sleep in if that's what I want to do. So I'm glad we're talking about the freedom that working for yourself really can bring, because I think that a lot of people are stuck in jobs that really strangle them. Their personality suffers, their health suffers, and time with their friends and family suffer. If you have the flexibility to make your own hours and work whenever you want, wherever you want, how much more freedom can you get? It's wonderful. The
Right.
only problem I see with it is if you can't get yourself motivated, you're going to need some kind of community behind you. If you have a problem or an issue or you need motivation, you're going to have to create it. So, one of the things that I've done is I have an accountability partner. Every Wednesday morning at 9 a.m., we are on, rain or shine, no matter what's going on, I am on because she's counting on me and I'm counting on her. And we not only talk about things that happened to us last week, but what we're going to do and everything that we're planning on doing the following week. Sometimes when you just tell people something, it just makes a big difference in whether you do it or not.
Yeah, it's a motivation. It's okay, I gotta account for that time. I gotta get that particular job done. In fact, I've been procrastinating lately. I'm going to replace my background with dark royal blue. Well, it's a bright royal blue. And then I'm going to hang clouds around it. I may hang them from the ceiling or pin them to the fabric. I'm not sure what it's going to look like. And I'm going to string some little Christmas lights that would look kind of cute back there because it's the new silver Cinderella background that I'm building.
Mm.
And I can't wait to see what it's going to look like because my mind is just taking off in all kinds of imaginary ways. Because I don't know if anybody knows it, but green screens are a little tougher because sometimes it's the lighting, sometimes it's just the green screen. When you move, you get this wiggle. And I used to wiggle my hair. I don't like that because it looks fake. And but Marion's work beautifully. She's got a green screen right now, and she doesn't wiggle. Do you wiggle? The only
Not
time you wiggle is your hands, right?
Yeah, sometimes if I move my hands too fast, it'll wiggle, but I think I've got it down pretty well now with the lighting and everything. And I think the color of the background helps. So this particular color seems to contrast very well with me. And so it doesn't really look fake.
Yeah,
I don't
and
think
that's the
anyway.
best part. And when you're on Zoom or StreamYard like we are now, they give you a choice and you can put your own backgrounds. You can go out in the forest or out in the city and take a landscape or the city skyline and make your own green screen with a photograph. So just imagine what your background could look like. And you have choices. And if one doesn't look quite right, find another one. And there's all kinds of free photographs on the internet that you can go. And that's where you're finding them, isn't it, Marion?
Well, I do kind of like what you said. Sometimes I'll go out in nature and just take a picture. I use my daughter's, I told you she lives in Michigan. She lives in an absolutely gorgeous area in Michigan. And sometimes I'll just take a picture and I'll use that as my background.
Oh, that lake picture is stunning.
hmm Yeah. Let me see if I can find it for you and I'll pull it
Yeah.
up right now. And it's just like a couple blocks from my daughter's house, and it's just absolutely gorgeous.
So you can get
So
creative with your background and you can change it. And if you don't do a lot of Zoom, it doesn't really matter. You can just choose one that you're comfortable with and leave it on. Doesn't matter.
yeah.
I've been using this thing as a canvas. I found it at Lowe's, gosh, 4 or 5 years ago now, and I've been using it ever since. It's very heavy, and it's a real canvas thing that's been screen printed with the forest scene, and it's just perfect because I live in the country. Everybody thinks that's my backyard. It kind of looks like it, but having a pretty background would really jazz up your shows if you're doing a show or if you're just doing Zoom for fun with friends and family. Make it different for them because they would love to see what's different with you.
Now this is a real picture that I took
There,
at my
that
daughter's house.
I love that one.
So yeah, you can take your own pictures, or you can get them on Pexels, Pexels, or Pixabay, Pixabay, and they're perfect. This
Yeah.
is one of my favorite ones right here. It's like
Oh, I love that.
and this one ah,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
this one and I found this one that's kind of fall. It doesn't look real though. This one looks like a real picture, which it is. It's a real picture, and I really do like it. So
Yeah. There's so,
as
so
long
much fun you can have.
as long as you have good, strong internet, um, then you're really there's no limit. Honest to God, there's just no limit.
Yeah, and it's so fun to find different pictures and to use them because I think most people are on Zoom occasionally nowadays because of the crazy couple of years we've had with the COVID nonsense. But everybody's pretty much gotten comfortable with Zoom, and it's a fun thing to use. So if you're not using it yet, check it out. It's free. You can get a 40-minute free Zoom, but at the 30-minute, they warn you that you only got 10 more minutes. That's
Well,
the
what I don't like about the free is they warn your clients or whoever you're talking to.
yeah,
They tell you that you're on the free version, and it's going to quit soon. I'm like, that's really rude.
yeah.
I
If
wouldn't
you
do
just
that.
keep it under 30 minutes, you're okay. But how many of us can do that? When Marion and I first started doing our shows a few years ago, we thought, oh, we'll just do 10 to 15 minutes. I don't think we ever did even one show that short, did we?
No, I don't believe we'd have.
Oh, we have too much to share. And that's the beauty of doing your own show, your own. I think they still call all of this stuff podcasting, don't they, Marion?
I'm so glad you mentioned that because podcasting used to just mean in the ear. And now they're changing that word to mean a show. So I still think it really confuses people because when you say podcast, most people think, okay, I need to find the podcast on my phone. And when you say, I'm going to do a video show, people know that's usually on YouTube. So I don't know who made up the rules or anything, but it's still in flux, I think.
Yeah, but so many of us are on YouTube all the time for different kinds of fun things, for instructional videos. And Marion sent me a TikTok last night that I fell in love with. She just adores TikTok, and I'm learning to use it on my computer since I think most of you know I don't have a cell phone. So I'm going to learn to do it on the computer. And this guy she sent me does this fabulous show on how to help yourself, and I'm going to say the word heal because that's what he uses, but that's, the FDA doesn't like that word, but it's a self healing, self caring system that he teaches right
Pranic,
there on TikTok.
pranic healing, yeah.
And he's got a marvelous YouTube channel too. So I'm going to start learning from him. And when I get my shows going, my new podcast show called Silver Cinderella, I will have some of that information to share with my audience. So my audience is going to be 50 and above, mainly women, of course, since that's where I'm coming from. And we're going to talk about all kinds of things. I have just, I've got a list of 110 topics that I can do 110 shows on. So I've got to get started. And I've already booked my first guest interview. If any of you have seen our show, the other show Mary and I used to do, we had Tom Ante on 2 or 3 times. He is a riot. I mean, that man is so much fun when you interview him because he's got stories that
He's he's
nobody
got
ever heard his kind of
he's
stories.
he's got an infectious laugh.
He
I just
does.
love his laugh.
He does. And here's a funny for you. I sent him an email the other day. I said, are you over 50? And the reason I'm asking, I'm not trying to be nosy, but I'm asking because my new show is going to be geared for people over 50, and most of my guests will be over 50, so that they can kind of communicate and connect with the audience that's over 50. So he sends back an email with this great big laugh. Ha 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 ha. He says, I'm 67. I thought, I didn't know that. I thought he was under 50 because he doesn't look his age. And dadgum, he agreed to be on my show. So I'm going to be doing that interview in a couple of weeks. I'll tape it, and then I'll have a guest on each month, one guest, and I'll be doing 4 shows, and then I'll do some little short videos in between the longer shows. But I'm getting so excited about doing this. It's just going to be more fun. We're going to have learning. We're going to have entertainment. We're going to have just, you name it, excitement. It's not going to be like a normal podcast where we just sit and talk. We're going to be having fun. So I'm hoping all of you will join me over there too. There'll be little announcements on my Facebook page, which is Silver Cinderella. And then we'll have an announcement letting you know when the first show will air. And then hopefully you will join me and subscribe. And by the way, have you subscribed to this work from home show? Don't you know that would help us? We love subscribers, and it doesn't cost you anything. It's that big red button down there on the bottom of the video. Just punch that button because we need the subscribers. That's part of the business of being on YouTube, is having subscribers and then having them share our videos. And then that's real easy. There's a share button, and then it takes you to the pages that you want to share it on. So I don't know, how did we get on this, Marion? I'm just giving away all of our secrets, aren't I?
Well, we just talked about the benefits of working from home, and then we talked a little bit about what you're going to be you're up and coming, what you're going to be doing. And so I put that down below us where it says work from home, silvercinderella.com, your Facebook group. I put that on there.
Thank
It's
you.
facebook.com/groups/Silver Cinderella. So I think they'll be able to find you when you finally do start your
Yep,
show.
yep.
And we're all going to be excited to see your new background and your clouds and everything. That'll be fun.
Yeah, it's going to
Um,
be a real treat.
so I want you all to know that we really want to emphasize working with a community of people.
Yes.
So whether you hire a Lady Lou to help you with whatever it is that she was wanting to help you with, or you just want to join in on a community, in a community, I think that you really should reach out to us, because I don't really think it's fun to work by yourself. Now, you may be a loner, you may be the type of person that wants to work by themselves, but I think most of us need people.
Yes, I do.
People who need
Yeah,
people.
yes.
Yeah, that song went through your head, didn't it?
It did. It
Yeah.
did. Because it's
Well,
so much more fun. You can bounce off of the people on your show and laugh together. So some of my shows will be just me, and I'll be kind of like in a teacher mode, if you will, but it'll be a fun thing. But then I will have the interviews because I just love interviews. I don't know about anybody else, but I love them.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did an interview this morning for one of my clients. It's the senior estate concierge for
Mhm.
people, in their senior years. And we were discussing a new franchise called the Ace Handyman Services.
Oh,
And I got so excited. I got to tell you that I couldn't stop smiling because I have a list of different things that I need done around my new home and things that I thought I could do myself, but just haven't gotten around to it. Things that are way out of my league. And, and so I talk about, having fun interviewing somebody. I just asked him every question I could think of. And it just made me feel like the sky is the limit.
yeah.
People, especially that if you reach out to the people that are background checked and liked, in the community, the sky's the limit. That's all I got to say. The sky's the limit. I want you to reach out to us. Now, we are shortening the show because we don't want to droll on and on about something that's not important to you. And we want to keep it short. People like that. They want short and sweet and all that stuff. So go to silvercinderella.com. Go to Facebook and look for the group Silver Cinderella and reach out to Lady Lou. She's waiting to talk to you.
Yes, definitely. And then we'll mention also another company she and I both are part of, and it is a community like Marion was talking about. They have more fun people in this particular company, and they get on these Zoom calls all the time. And they have masterminds, they have motivational calls regularly. They don't just do it once in a while. They've got a set schedule, and you can show up, you can learn from the experts. They've got folks who are seven-figure earners who are donating their time to help the rest of us who are still coming up in the ranks. So it's a marvelous community, and we we just love it, and we'd like to talk to you about that also. If you're looking for something, this is big. It's digital marketing, internet marketing, and you don't have to leave your house to do it, and you can start part-time. Tell them a little more, Marion.
Okay, so she's right. There's part-time, full-time, or anytime. um, the community is the best community I have ever even dreamed about. I've never seen anything quite like it. When she says these six and seven figure earners are donating their time, they show up. Every morning at 8 o'clock in the morning, we have a Grow Rich Mastermind. And this morning was Amy Starr Allen, and she is one of the best people to promote as far as somebody who shows up. Every single Wednesday at 8 o'clock Central Time, she's there for this Grow Rich Mastermind call. And it's a phone call, it's not on Zoom, it's a phone call. And we read from Think and Grow Rich type books, and she is very open and honest about her life and whatnot. And then on Monday and Friday, the owners of the company are leading the group. And it's just, all I can tell you is I've never been a part of anything that's like it, and I'm all in. I'm
Yep.
all in.
She loves it. Marion loves technology. I struggle with it a little bit, but it's not something you have to learn every detail about. It's mainly learn the things that are important to you, and share that with your friends, and see if they'd like to be a part of it. This is not an MLM company, multi-level marketing. That's the beauty of it. It's an affiliate program. So it's all up to you as to who you want to work with. That's basically what it is. I know several folks that I haven't told about it because I don't think they would be people I want to work with, quite frankly. We won't mention names, but you can pick and choose who should be on your team. That's a biggie,
Yeah, it is.
you
It
know?
is. Yeah. Well, I want to thank everybody for watching and listening to us. And reach out and talk to us at any time. People are always like, well, when should I call or when should I? Anytime. Okay. We work from home, so we can work
Yeah,
anytime.
yeah.
There
Not
you
not
go.
before 9 o'clock for me, but Marion's the early bird.
Yeah, I'm up by 5 or 6, so it's all good. That's all good. Well, all right, we're going to sign off for today. We'll see you again next week. Thank you
Yes.
for joining us and have a great day.
See you down the road.
Yeah. Whatever
Yay.
road you have.